Hey everyone, this is Mark here for another episode of Moon Days with Mark. So today we're going to talk about Ustrasana, and then 2 weeks from now we'll talk about Laghu Vajrasana, and then 2 weeks from there we'll do Kapotasana. So we're going to do a little bit of talking about back bends here. And this topic is, kind of dear to me a little bit because I had so many, such a long history of back problems before starting yoga. And all three of these poses seemed really intimidating to me for a long time. So with Ustrasana, I feel this one is really, really important to have a safe Kapotasana. So I might do Ustrasana slightly different than some people do. So I'll explain to you how I do it and why I do it the way I do. But the tipping of the hips that I use helps me get a little more sensation in my psoas, and actually it kind of flattens my low back a little bit. So I'm not really arching the low back so much. So let me kind of show you here. So when I'm here, instead of just reaching back like so, I'm really focusing on pushing the pubic bone forward and tucking the tailbone down. So like I said, this action kind of flattens the low back a little bit. If I stick my tailbone out, it arches the low back. If I push it forward, it flattens. Okay, so I'm doing this really strong with some glute engagement, right? And that forward pushing puts a lot of stretch on my psoas and my hip flexor, the whole front of the hip area, which helps a lot with back bends. Okay, so I start this out, engaging the glutes, pushing the pubic bone forward, feeling a stretch here, reaching back to the heels, and then I try to go forward even a little more. So a lot of times my hips are actually beyond my knees, they're forward of the knees. And by leaning forward so much, I'm getting a lot of stretch in the front of the hip, but I'm also feeling a stretch in my deltoids and even down to the top of the bicep a little bit. And like I said, so for me the issue with a lot of back bends was that my low back was hypermobile. It was very bendy, and I could bend it almost too easily. My upper back and my shoulders, my lats, this whole shoulder girdle area was really tight from years of rock and ice climbing. So when I would back bend, this area did nothing. My psoas typically didn't want to move at all, so everything happened in the low back. So now I'm trying to keep that low back from bending as much, so I can encourage movement in other parts of the body. So if you feel a lot of low back pain in your back bends, think about that. Think about the psoas need to open, the shoulders need to open, those kind of things. It can help you out a lot. So again, just to refresh what we talked about here, instead of tipping the back and creating a back bend, actually tip forward a little bit to flatten the back more and get more of a stretch in the front of the hip. Okay, and again, like in Kapotasana, I use that very same technique. Okay, a lot of pubic bone moving forward, and that really, helps me out. So I hope this helps you. Try it out. If it doesn't work for you, go back to the way you do it.